Hello. I don't know if I'm recording. I hope it's recorded. Miso soup is like a glass of water on a Japanese table. Well, maybe not. I can't think of the best analogy, but what I mean by that is that it comes with Japanese meals all the time, from breakfast time to dinner time. While having meals, I sometimes sip it to satisfy my thirst instead of drinking actual water. In this video, I will be guiding you how to make miso soup. I will show you 3 different ways, from the quickest way, the way that I use most of the time, to the tastiest way. You'll make dashi from scratch to make the tastiest miso soup. When you've made it, you'll get yourself used to Kelp and Bonito that you feel like you don't just want to throw away. I'll share you tasty recipes to use those up at the end of this video too. I don't mind talking more about miso soup, but you can read them online, so without further ado, let me dive into the first recipe. The quickest miso soup. To make it, you will need water, dashi powder, tofu, and wakame seaweed. Using dashi powder to make dashi stock is the quickest and the easiest, but I'm personally not fond of the taste. Yet, there are times where the convenience beats the desire for the taste, right? Mix water and dashi powder into a pot. Turn the heat to high and bring it to a boil to dissolve it. Cut silky tofu into small squares. Turn the heat to medium and add the tofu. Bring it to another boil. Add wakame seaweed. Turn off the heat. Dissolve miso into the soup. You can do this by multiple methods. I have a special strainer to make miso soup, but if you don't have it, get a ladle and place miso onto it. Soak the ladle into the pot and add dashi broth into the ladle to dissolve miso little by little to avoid creating lumps, and dissolve miso completely into the soup. The second one is the usual that I make most of the time. To make it, you need water, dashi packets, sweet potatoes and onions. It's well balanced in terms of convenience and tastiness. Add water and dashi packets in a pot, following the instruction package. Turn the heat up to medium and bring it to a boil. Once it boils, simmer it for 4 to 5 minutes. I normally don't take it out, but you're supposed to take it out, the dashi packet. While making dashi broth, slice sweet potatoes and onions. As for sweet potatoes, wash them in water to clean out starch on the surface. Add sweet potatoes and onions in a broth and cook until they are soft. Turn off the heat. Dissolve miso into the soup. And the last one is the ultimate miso soup from scratch. To make it, you need water, dried kelp, and dried bonito flakes called hanakatsu for dashi making, deep fried tofu skin, leeks, and a miso. By the way, the ingredients are interchangeable and versatile, so please add whatever you like to add. Those I introduced today are simply my favorites and I just wanted to share with you. First, let's make homemade dashi with kelp and bonito. It's so rich and flavorful. I'm very confident in this recipe, so please give it a try when you feel like making it. Put kelp and water into a pot. Make sure that you don't wipe off the surface of kelp, although some recipes say to do so, but I don't like doing that. Turn the heat to the lowest. Heat it until tiny bubbles appear from the edges of the kelp. It should be so tiny that you need to have a close look. When you see the tiny bubbles, close the lid and keep heating up for a minute. Turn off the heat and leave it for 1 hour. What you're trying to do here is to turn the water temperature up to 65 Celsius degrees or 149 Fahrenheit, and to keep it for 1 hour to bring out the best of kelp's potential without being too precise or feeling drained. After an hour, take out the kelp. Use this kelp to make Konbu no tsukudani. I'll show you how to do this later in this video. Turn the heat back to high. Once the water is vigorously boiled, is it vigorously? I'm not sure. Boiled, turn the heat off and add hanakatsu, which is dried bonito flakes for dashi making, and put a lid on and leave it for 3 minutes and then take out bonito. You may want to use a strainer to take the bonito. Now your homemade dashi stock is ready to use. Slice leeks and deep fried tofu skin, which is called aburage in Japanese. Bring the dashi stock to a boil and add leeks and deep fried tofu skin. Simmer it for a few minutes. Turn off the heat. Dissolve miso into the soup.
そうやんな。よかった。私予約したと思ってて。
Using bonito, let's make bonito furikake. The dried bonito is now wet, so let's start from drying it back again. Add the bonito onto a cool pan that hasn't been heated. Cook it over low heat. My dog is back. I don't think she's gonna stop, so I will continue recording. Cook Cook it over low heat while stirring until they're dried as crisp and flaky as it breaks just with a gentle touch. Turn the heat off. Add sugar, mirin, and soy sauce. Mix. Turn the heat back to low and cook until the liquid evaporates. I mixed it into rice with some pickled plums, also known as umeboshi, and I made rice balls. With a kelp, let's make Konbu no tsukudani. That's the sweet and salty kelp that you may have seen in kelp rice balls. Shred kelp thinly. Be careful not to cut your fingers. Wet kelp is very slippery. And add into a small pot. Pour water until it covers the kelp completely. Do not place a lid, but cover it with a piece of foil or baking parchment paper. Bring it to a boil over medium heat and then turn it down to low and cook it for 1 hour over low heat. Take the foil or paper off. Add sugar, salt, mirin, soy sauce, and mizame. Simmer it over low heat for another 1 hour. The liquid should be completely evaporated in the end, but it needs to take an hour. So if it's evaporating too fast, adjust the heat to the lowest possible. After an hour, if there's still liquid left, turn up the heat and boil it off completely until it's sticky. I use this Konbu no tsukudani as a filling of rice bowl. This is Konbu no onigiri. I hope this video helps you with enjoying miso soup at home. Thank you very much for watching and see you again. Goodbye.